To the Power of Youth Plus, I'm Myrna, and guys, right now we are in Nishan, the birthplace of Confucius. What is the significance of this place? Please check out our video. Welcome back to the Power of Youth. I'm sure you enjoyed that video. So now I'm joined by two guests. Please say hello to our audience.
Hi, I'm Wang Yu.
Hi everyone.
Well, James, as you can see, we're sitting here. Confucius is right behind us. Tell us, how has the experience been?
So it's been amazing just because I did learn about him a little bit in high school, but it was just like the textbook, just like study for the exam. But like being here and actually seeing with my own eyes, it's just like so impressive, yeah. And I'm actually very surprised that there's like so many people, like young people, coming to the museum and learning about his philosophy. So that's been like amazing, yeah.
Excellent point. Well, as we know, Confucius is a scholar, is a teacher. He's well known all over the world. But as James just said, there's a lot of young people who are in museums, in the temple, trying to study more about Confucius. So we would like to ask you guys first, we have a banner that says, how can Gen Z, how can young people adapt traditional culture in the modern world? We have top 5 answers. Would anyone like to go first?
I guess like the first thing that comes to my mind, like the easiest, would be like social media. Like these days we're always like on our phones, like checking the news, like whether it's TikTok, Instagram, whatever. So I guess social media could be like a really good way.
Did you check Confucius before you came on social media?
Did check like about it on TikTok, but not that much information came up, so
Let's see. Media is actually our top 3rd answer.
Got it right.
Yeah. So is media something that you also think is quite important when keeping traditional culture alive through media?
Actually, I just use this medium as a platform to show my ability and to share lessons about Confucius. So that could be the fundamental way and maybe it's necessary for us to use this medium.
And perhaps more in the future, just as he said, he did research, but it wasn't that much info. So perhaps in the future, social media could be a more active one.
At the same time, in the ancient time, China, Confucius and his scholars cannot have this medium, but we can use it.
Actually, we'll get. Speaking about whether or not Confucius can be accessed on social media, we'll get into that more in depth as we go on in this episode. So I'm going to give the second answer choice to you.
Confucius is regarded as the best educator, so maybe education. Education.
Well done.
Right?
I think that is our top 2nd answer.
Oh,
education.
I'm right.
Is education quite common to teach Confucius philosophies here in China?
Yeah, that's right. Education is very important. It maybe it's necessary for us to learn from when we were born or when we get into university and get some masters. Actually, Confucius was a good education in the ancient times. He just break the rules. Actually, at that time, there's only the state-owned schools. So he's the first one to break the rules and start his private school.
Yes, definitely.
He just believes that knowledge can change their destiny.
Knowledge can change your destiny. We're learning this from Confucius as we are still using this concept right now. We always say knowledge can change someone's future, learning a new language, learning a new skill. And as we can see, Confucius education is being taught all over the world, isn't it? Yeah. And we also have the analytics of Confucius. Can you tell us a bit more about that as well?
Actually, Confucius masters 6 arts. They can divide into 6 little arts and 6 great arts. The little arts refer to rituals, music and dance, archery, and chariot driving. Do you like horse riding?
I've never tried that. Really?
Yeah. Maybe afterwards we can try horse riding, right? All right, so James, back to you. We have 3 more answers. Which one would you like to guess? What are new ways, for example, that you would consider choosing?
I'm guessing something like related to like legislations.
Policies and laws, for example. Well done. That is our number 4 answer. Oh, okay. Policy. I do know here in Shandong province, a lot of young people are also not even only in Shandong, and in China as a whole, a lot of young people are really turning to Confucius's analytics to get a lot of knowledge about things.
Yes, right. This year we have met so many foreigners from different states because we're so peaceful and very friendly policy for the people from different states, especially students.
Students, yeah, definitely. All right, so we have 2 more left. Who would like to take a guess?
I'm trying to think.
What about James? May I choose one? Can I have a choice to also pick one? I do think just how I am here discussing Confucius, just as James is here, just as how you're showing us Confucius culture and philosophy, is it cultural exchange? The best method also, in my opinion, to share Confucius culture and to adapt any tradition of any country in the world to get more people to know about it.
Actually, in Nishan, we just hold more than 10 times Nishan Forum on World Civilizations. Wow. So this topic, you know, the topic of this.
Oh, no, yes.
It means traditional culture and modern civilization.
Fitting quite well with our topic, isn't it?
Yeah, civilization makes it our richer, especially in our mind and in our maybe some of the behaviors. Actually, Confucius want to. Maybe his dream to build a community with a shared.
It's Confucius's dream?
For our mankind.
Wow.
Actually, I just still believe that the beauty of life and nature could blend together.
It really does. It really does. And we have 1 more left. James, I'm going to leave it to you or to you.
Let's make like a game. Who can go first?
Who can guess it first?
Education, media policy.
I'm older than you, so you're right. You're the one to answer first.
Ooh, let me think. I don't want to get it wrong. That's why I'm shy. I know Confucius is all about like not being shy and wanting to like learn more. So
we didn't live in the ancient time just like Confucius, so we can use some technology or heist.
Well said,
That's true.
Well said. Technology is our key.
Am I right?
Yes,
you're right. Technology.
Okay, technology.
So we have the top 5 answers of how young people can adapt traditional culture in modern times. We've unveiled all of them, so let's get more into the discussion. I'm going to put my banner down now, since we already have all the answers in our heads. So you said Confucius's dream is probably harmony and a community with a shared future. And then I chose the answer of cultural exchange because I think as in China, a lot of people say 百闻不如一见, which means you must see something to believe what it is. You're here from Spain, from Korea. It's your first time here in China. How has the experience made you feel different about China or even Confucius?
I guess compared to Spain, it's not that different because actually in Spain we have a building in my city where I'm from, Barcelona. It's called Sagrada Familia, and it actually shares like so many values with Confucian. For example, like respecting the elderly and like the family values. And we also have a writer. He was called Don Quixote, which is all about like social like matters and always trying to like improve our community and society. So I found that very, very interesting that it's like the same topic as him.
I love how you blended in the 2 cultures. Isn't that always beautiful to find common points? As you said, shared humanity, common points between 2 cultures. Well, I'd like to ask you, since you met James, you met me, you say there's a lot of tourists and young people here. As a young person yourself, why do you think Confucius education is so important to young people right now?
Okay, we learned some useful expressions about the analytical Confucius. So I just use one to explain.
Yeah.
So it's delighted to practice and apply from time to time what we have learned.
Yes.
In Chinese, it means 学而时习之，不亦乐乎. It's also an old learning and old saying that practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect, definitely. And you quoting another analytic, there's a golden rule in Confucius analytics that says, do not wish for others what you do not wish upon yourself. Yeah. And that reminds me of an Arabic quote, actually. And quote in Arab world that also says, do not wish for your brother what you do not wish for yourself. So I think that's a common point. And I'm sure you heard it in other cultures as well. And I think that's how we say about how deep Confucius culture is, not only in China, but like all over the world.
That could be, we say that it may be all for benevolence.
Benevolence, definitely. Can you explain to us this word in Chinese, 仁? How do we understand this?
Actually, benevolence is to concentrate our desire to comply with social norms. Concentrate countries. It's control of tempo and the control of mood, especially to satisfy your heart and other hearts.
Well, as we've discussed now, cultural exchange and stuff like that, do you feel like it's important to keep traditions to this modern time, or do you think it's...
definitely think it is. That's for sure. Just because like we need to embrace our old generations. That's why like we're here because of them. So we just need to respect that and try to like improve like new ways so that we can share it with our future generations.
Definitely. But like we said, as society is changing and there's, I would say perhaps, I would think different problems than back in the day with Confucius times. How can we still use Confucius methods and philosophy or even philosophies of other cultures to solve this generation problems, do you think?
Actually, Confucius is a quite common person. He just knows something, but he also uses some common methods to deal with the different files. Yeah, he just to make a short, brief introduction about himself. He say, when I was 15, I did a great learning. When I was 30, I established myself in society. At 40, I have no right and downs. At 50, I could easily understand and the mandate of heaven. At 70, a bit rules, I could follow my heart and I didn't cross the lines.
Definitely, definitely. It is quite important to use other historical, I would say historical facts to kind of pave the way for future, don't you think?
It's still very important proverb that's derived from Confucius. Time flies quickly, day and night.
Yes.
Just like running water.
Yeah, oh, that's quite nice said. Time flies quickly, just like running water. Oh,
because time cannot turn it back. You cannot take it back. So that's also the famous proof that Confucius made.
Don't you find it magical sometimes when you look back and you think thousands of years ago someone said something so smart that we're still using it right now? James, you're a successful vlogger, content creator on social media. How do you feel like traveling helps you grow as a person?
I love sharing with my community like whatever I'm learning in that moment. So for example, I've been trying to like include some quotes of Confucius into my daily vlogs, whether it's like in a more funny way so that my followers can learn something new, and it also helps me grow and just like keep being updated with like today's media and what's happening in the world with social issues. So that's definitely one thing that I love the most about traveling to new cultures.
Well, I guess you're the right person to ask since you're on social media. What do you think is the power of social media in keeping a tradition alive?
That's like a very broad question, but I feel like the power, it has like two types of powers, like a positive power but also a negative power. So I feel like we should focus on the positive one. We just have like the ability to reach millions and billions of people nowadays with social media. So just like try to use it in a good way and spread like the good message that maybe he was trying to spread at his moment, and we can just like spread it in a newer way. That's the kind of thing that I try to do,
James, how about in Spain, for example, in Spanish culture? Do you feel like as as years pass, do you think young people are still intact with Spanish culture?
I do think so, but not in the same way as I've seen here in China, for example. Like people don't really go that much out to museums or like exhibitions, which is really sad. But I guess we can like use the cultural side of the museum and introduce it to like social media, and that's kind of like some sort of way to promote the culture and like keep being updated with like traditions.
Definitely. And how about, we mentioned museums. I think you do a lot of your work in museums as well, right? How does it feel when you see a lot of young people trying to like come and learn more about Confucius? I know schools bring their students over.
Yeah, right? We have thought that, there are so many schools just invited his students to come here to study tour. And the study tour program is the best way for him, for her, to understand the Chinese culture. Actually, we still know that one very simple principle that fine traditional Chinese culture with a long history is the soul and the roots of the Chinese nation. So we should better understand Confucius and its culture.
Something magical that I learned, I mean, in China, society in general is quite harmonious. And I would think that it's because there's so many different ethnic minorities, there's so many different people in China. How do you keep people living in harmony? And recently that I understand, keeping society harmoniously is something from Confucianism.
Actually, Confucianism includes some of the 5 constant virtues. The first one is benevolence, integrity, wisdom, righteousness, and Li rituals.
Yes. rituals are quite important, which is, as James mentioned, respecting your elders, which is something I don't even think a lot of people think, oh, maybe Confucius said that. They just think it's in the culture, but Confucius did mention it.
Yeah, actually Confucius also tell his students that we should be polite to others. If you want to be respected, firstly, you should be the man of the true man.
I love that. Also, I think when understanding different cultures too, once you respect another culture, even before you know it, it'll open a more, it'll pave a way for you to understand that culture a little bit more before judging or anything. Definitely, yeah. So, you're both young people. Your parents are living in Spain?
Yeah, that's right.
Your parents are...
Local.
You're local here.
Yeah.
I do know. How, is it in Spain common to like always contact your parents and like keep contact with them?
Definitely not in the same way that I've seen in Korea or China, because here there's like really the tradition to like really respect the older people than you. That's definitely not a thing in Spain.
More like independence,
yes,
I would say, perhaps.
yes.
Because I do know in China, why I remembered in the Arab world, I did hear there's a analytic from Confucius that says like, you need to respect your parents, and if your parents are alive, do not travel so far away from them, and if you choose to travel far away from them, you need to have a destination and a time period, something like that, right? Yeah. Which kind of reminds me of the Arab culture where we said, if your parents are alive, always fly back to see them and stuff, right?
Yeah, there's older sayings from the analytic Confucius.
Yes.
In Chinese it means 父母在，不远游。
有 有必有方.
对.
Yeah. All right, well done, well done. All right, that's so cool. As we are sitting here, and it's the power of youth, we are joined by young people. I would do like to ask, in the future, for example, as your own self, as a young person, how do you think you can work on promoting to let more young people know more about Confucius culture? Like, how can you adapt Confucius culture in the modern world?
Actually, the concerning why the Confucianism can be written in the books, so the people could easily learn the Confucianism and Chinese traditional culture.
Excellent, excellent. And James, I do know you have a lot of fans. A lot of people like to listen and watch everything you do. So tell us, from your own perspective, from everything you see and experience, how do you think you can?
So as you said, like I have like a huge platform of people following me, so I'm definitely trying to like promote the Confucianism in my videos. As I said before, I tried to search for like recommendations to do in the city or about him in TikTok, so I couldn't find that much. So hopefully people who are traveling to China can find my videos now in TikTok. So just like promote it in that way to like be more appealing to young generations. Yeah.
And they can see you experiencing the whole thing as well, rather than just like you, let's say, reading it off something. Yeah. Definitely, definitely. I do think as young people, we do believe that keeping traditions alive is very important to us. And as history has shown, it does really pave the way for the future. So hopefully in the future, perhaps next year, in this same spot, we can have another discussion on how more young people got to know more about Confucius. Looking forward to it, right? Yeah, all right. This is The Power of Youth, and we'll see you on our next episode.
Bye, thank you.